Hey everybody, this is lycheepunnet. I'm joined by Elprez and Thomas for the Monogatari second season set overview. We just finished reviewing all four colors, and I think it's safe to say that we've got the makings of a relatively playable deck on our hands.
Yep. I think
Yeah,
this set was very, very fair overall. Nothing heinous.
Yeah, the heinous cards the heinous card is in Nisi Monogatari. Um,
Okay.
so I don't know what else to say. The set itself brought Monogatari up to standard with the current meta decks. It gave it a plussing combo. It gave it some filtering ability, which the deck kind of lacked before.
Yeah. It
Uh,
also got better finishers, real finishers, I guess.
yeah, that's
yeah,
the big thing it got, to be honest. It not only got a clock kick, but it also got a gate
Burner
king and a burn. And it also got a secondary burner, but
and the
that's a blue card for a
and the
white
shot
deck.
thing.
The
yeah.
shot thing?
The
Yeah,
healer.
yeah. So it did get a whole bunch of stuff which it was really lacking before, and that pushes it closer to being a meta deck. It also got a pretty good defensive level 3 in the Shinobu, which is definitely worth
Shinobo.
testing. Yeah, Shinobu, my bad. As well as a decent event counter, which might save your hide.
Yeah.
All in all, it got a lot of really good utilities and it got a lot of abilities to make it stand out from the crowd as a deck really focused around field trading because not only does it disable counters, but it gets a lot of incidental power. I'm a little wary of whether or not it can maintain advantage because while field trading is easy, getting wiped in return may prove to be a problem for the deck. So I'll have to see how the deck goes because I don't want to just brainstorm every turn like a mindless zombie.
You might end up having to,
Unfortunately, that may be the case.
and you
Uh,
might be required to hit on more than one of those.
do we have a visual for this video?
We have my standard blue background. Do you have an
Uh, let's spend some video time looking for a visual.
already? Um,
Uh,
let's
Oh,
see.
I've got it. I've got it.
Okay. This send it over Skype. Um,
the important things. Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
so I don't know if this deck will take top tier like some particularly pessimistic people are saying, but I do think it'll be quite a decent competitor because Kaiki is an extraordinarily powerful card.
Indeed.
He really couldn't care less about anything you do.
One sec. I gotta like crop this now.
As indicated by the very appropriate visual I found.
One sec. I gotta crop this properly.
Sure. The deck also has everything it needs to manage its zones and manage its resources quite well, and it doesn't use very much stock at all, which is a recipe for a fairly decent deck. It just needs a way to maintain advantage that isn't like a lot of decks do just rely on Ricky or Brainstorm into 1/0 plus in combo, and that's what this deck has. But you might need more. You never know, especially because this deck trades fields rather than maintaining it. So we'll have to play around with it and see how it goes. But for now, I foresee it being a fairly good high tier deck, better than Charlotte and Cinderella Girls, as far as I'm concerned, and better than Symphogear because I don't think Alchemist is good at all. I
I
don't think it breaks the top tier though. I don't think it's necessarily as good as Girlfriend Beta, but I could very easily be swayed on that.
I think right now I'd have to say it's not quite as good as Girlfriend Beta
Yeah, hard to say.
at the moment.
Yeah, I don't. It's a lot of testing to do, really.
Exactly. It's this is actually not a set which uh this is not a helmet deck as Yu-Gi-Oh players might call it. You have
It's
to
not
act
very
Wait,
intuitive. No.
helmet?
helmet
Oh my
apparently
God.
helmet apparently refers to mentally disabled people, and helmet deck refers to a deck that even mentally disabled people can pilot. Apparently, I don't know.
Apparently. So what would be the helmet deck of Magic? Bogles?
Um, hmm, that's a good question. I don't
Bogles
know.
probably, right?
A helmet deck in Weiss is probably like I don't know, Dudai.
Dodai is pretty helmet deck. Does
Yeah, no,
Roaches get to be
anyway,
helmet deck?
maybe.
I don't know. There is a 1/1 event counter that you have to be able to use.
Basically, this deck is not a very intuitive deck in terms of deck building. Like, as soon as Tulavru was released, you immediately knew what the skeleton for a Yami deck was going to look like, with only minor variations, the biggest variation being, do you run the Renrun combo or not? Whereas in Monogatari, the level 1 is extremely difficult to figure out, and that's tied into the level 3. And in doing so, in maintaining a good experience count and changing up your level 1 appropriately with good utilities and good beaters, you're also putting a lot of pressure on your level 0 slots, and following from that, you lose tech slots. So it's very difficult to slot excellent cards like the 2/1 Stock Bomb or the 3/3 Event Counter in. So it's going to take a while.
Currently, I'm of the opinion that the beater game plan, playing a lot of 107k beaters and the 2195, I think, that drops early. That's right? 2195? Something like that.
Well, yeah, but you can't. If you do that, then you can't play yellow.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm comparing the two, so it's basically red green level one versus yellow.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that that particular game plan is probably a little bit weaker than yellow. At least that's my initial impressions. Uh, but this
See,
is
one of
largely
my
because I
other
think Kaiki.
one of my other major issues is that brainstorming in this deck will require you to tap two characters, which means you can't use Kaiki efficiently.
Well,
So
clearly
you're
just gonna
going
use the draw brainstormer.
That's not actually a terrible idea, to be honest.
Hmm.
People are going to need to manage their resources, their hand, and their field very well, and they need to know exactly what how to build their deck. Kaiki may not necessarily be a level 1 play. It may just end up being a level 1 on reverse climax combo plan without Kaiki. Or someone might just decide to play a red-green level 1 game, which I'm definitely going to try out because it seems very promising.
Yeah,
Hmm.
beater game plan at level one is fine. I think 7K is a little bit small to be a reliable beater game plan, but it can get you there against most of the decks that are popular.
Yep,
Hmm.
that's
Um,
fair enough.
I guess importantly, it walls girlfriends and any Shimin Mikan clones, basically. The 5/5 with the Global Soul 1K1 combos,
Except for me, Connor.
Mm.
So
except for Mikan because 1/1 Yami is a very special beast. Um, Although that's still within counter range, I guess.
Mm.
I mean, it gets to what 5/5, 6/5, 8/5, 9K. That's still counter range, so you're still fine there. Because you should have some sort of like global five or frontal five if you're playing a beater deck, anyways.
Mm. That's fair enough. So I guess closing thoughts. Since there's a lot of really good cards, we might maybe a top five might be appropriate.
Dear God, I have a hard enough time doing top threes.
oh man.
Then how about we go through each color and say top three?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
That's way easier. Boom. We can
Yeah.
even get the.
All right. So yellow is actually pretty difficult. There's a lot of good yellow cards.
Okay. Let's see. In yellow, Ricky will probably make the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like I don't like it, but I think Ricky's number one.
Mikan clone probably makes the list as well.
Ugh, I hate this card. I'm not gonna put it in my top three.
The experience is pretty relevant, honestly.
It's not in my top three right now. I hate this card so much. I don't hate this card. I hate the design philosophy behind it.
What, the fact that every set gets one?
Exactly. I'm going to just I'm going to say the 3/2 snail and the 2/1 stock bomb.
I'm gonna go with 3/2 Shinobu, 2/1 Stock Bomb, and Ricky.
I say Ricky, 3-2 snail and 3-2 Shinobu.
You know, you guys can say the 1/0 Shinobu. Just because I hate it doesn't mean you guys.
No,
I have
honestly,
already expressed my dislike for the card too. It's like,
like, and I bring this up every time they do Mikan clones. The reason why Mikan clone was like so good wasn't just because Mikan. Like the profile's fine. It's a vanilla with plussing advantage, but because Yami plus the option of also getting a stock soul off of the back of it is like it's now a modal card that also just arbitrarily gets very large.
Yeah,
That's why
that
Mikan was good, not just because it's a
well,
vanilla with a global soul combo.
I mean, this
fair
is also a
enough.
Mekon, like it's pretty big and has Kaiki behind it, so
Sometimes, if you're
Yeah,
trying to go for
sometimes, of course.
if
Yeah.
you're going for red, then you've got really strained requirements, especially if you want to play green and yellow. It's just it's just very difficult. Kaki is an awkward color for level one, so you might have to get rid of one color or another.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can run red and Kaiki at level one with the yellow game plan. I think
Yeah,
ultimately
it's gonna be hard.
you're gonna be playing two colors at level one, and it's gonna be yellow green-ish. It's gonna be like yellow with green splash probably.
It might be green red, to be honest. The red cards are really good. I want a card.
Once you go green red, like I'm tempted just to say, might as well just play the beaters too, right? The
Uh,
107K beaters in green. Like you're already there.
yeah, you probably
Sure.
would.
As filler.
I
Yeah.
might consider the 1-0 stock charger from Nisei Mono again, because that card is quite good.
Okay.
Especially with
Yeah.
a bomb.
All right, how about green?
Scrolling. Got to green here. Let's see. Number one. What do I think
Number
was?
one's got to be
Clock
the
kick,
clock
right?
kick.
Yeah, it's got
Got
to be the clock
Yeah.
kick.
yeah. After the clock kick, I'm not
Number
entirely
two and three
sure
are
what I want.
Kaiki and Kaiki.
I think so, actually. 1-0 Taiki is probably the best card. It's unfortunate, but that is probably what it is. No, but
Nisamono Kaiki.
in all seriousness,
This one.
I think the 107K, the
The
Yeah,
stock,
stock
that
one is
card is
probably.
excellent. Yeah.
yeah, and then
I
Kaiki.
guess. Yeah.
I mean, the brainstorm is the brainstorm, but we already had a yellow brainstorm, so like whatever.
That 107K is insane though.
It's pretty solid, not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Moving
I'm gonna be
down to
really
red.
sad. I'm gonna be really sad if how the card's mistranslated and it's actually just plus 2K.
What? But that's like actually 3K on the card art.
Does it actually say that?
Let me double
Really?
check.
I only looked at the heart of the card's thumbnail.
Let me look at the Yute one.
Let's. Well, Thomas is
Anyway,
searching.
red cards. So
It's 3K.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Cool.
So number one red card I think has to
The
be
Senju Gahari, right?
yeah the yes the Senjo Ga. If anyone from Heart of the Cards is listening to this, we appreciate what you do, but please get proofreaders, please.
Which Senyugahari? The
32.
3-2?
I say Akatsuki.
I think it's Akatsuki, right? Yeah.
I say Akatsuki followed by the 0-0 bomb followed by the level 3.
Yeah.
I think
That
that
would
sounds
be my
right.
rating too.
Yeah, that's I don't think the 3-3 event makes it in there, sadly, even though it's quite good. And I don't think the 1-0 bomb makes it in there because it is just mostly a 1-0 bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that sentiment.
Blue is a bit weird because there's only one good card in blue, followed by well, okay, there's like two good cards in blue, followed by an enormous number of waifu deck cards. So I guess that you just have to go with Ononoki number one.
Number two is the draw brainstormer.
I don't think so. I think it's
No!
probably the assist scry.
Assist, right? Yeah.
The assist scry. I think it might be the double scry.
I think the assist cry is better.
Yeah, I think so too. The
I
constant
think
fight.
just in general deck purposes, I think I'd rather have the assist cry.
Yeah. To be quite honest, I would I think that playing just Nadeko Sengoku, the 3-2 blue by itself isn't a terrible prospect. I just don't like the mill 5 deal X damage clause because that always usually ends up dealing 1 damage for me, which isn't a great deal. Sometimes
Paying
deals
one to burn one, or wait, isn't it just free?
you don't
It's
pay.
free.
You
Yeah,
just
so
mill
it's
5.
just burning one is fine. I think,
The other,
especially milling five is fine too.
the other issue is that if you play a bunch of them, oftentimes you'll mill so many cards that you refresh without that pants, which is a little irritating. So it's hard to spam, but that's not really an issue in the Nadeko waifu deck because you can't spam them very effectively. I think that's still my number 3 though.
I'm honestly gonna give it to the draw
In fact,
brainstormer.
in fact, I'm gonna give number 2 to this Nadeko because it is a decent card.
I'm gonna go number one, the filter plus
It has to
power.
be. It can't be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Number two, I think I'm gonna
literally-
give to the assist with the scry on play with experience, and I still think I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna give number three to the draw brainstormer.
Sure,
eh.
that's fair. I'm giving a point to I'm giving a slot to the level 3 Nadeko. It seems fine. All right. I guess with that, What's the best card in the set? There's only one answer.
Um,
Kaiki?
Go back to my visual.
yes, yes.
Kaiki?
Yes, Kaiki.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Kaiki.
Kaiki is the best card in the set. There is not really competition, and it is the reason why Monogatari will be on the radar instead of being just another subpar, uh, pretending to be to love Ru clone. I think Kaiki shores up the late game very well. It just deals with annoying interaction cards very well, and if you do choose to play yellow green, it makes your level one game excellent. Even if you play
Yeah.
green red, it'll make your level
Just a
one game
super versatile card with like potentially
One
devastating
of the nice
upside.
things about playing green red is that typically 107k plus 500 power, I guess. So 1075s get over a good deal number of stuff. It's just not counterproof, and being able to turn that card counterproof is a big deal. Because
Honestly speaking,
1075s on defense are definitely going to be big enough with
in
counters against most
in green
decks.
red, I'd be like playing a bomb, then playing a 107k, and then I'd be playing a random red card, and then the
The Akatsuki would be your third
either
slot.
Kaiki or the Bond, and then with that, I would probably play the 2-1 down
Yeah.
because I would
Yeah.
definitely one.
I think the big thing is, especially for 1075s and even 109Ks in a lot of matchups, becoming counterproof is a big deal because you're always going to be able to be bigger on the defense than you would be on the offense.
Yeah, definitely.
So, well, that's not true, but it's easier to be
Well,
bigger on the defense.
it's true in the vast majority of cases.
You can have a lot of plus power abilities, but
Yeah.
at least in this particular scenario, when you're playing beaters in red green, you definitely rather be defensive ish and be able to force your opponent or being able to make your own cards bigger just by having this one back row support. It's like giving a one card 1500 power. It's functionally doing the same thing in a lot of circumstances.
Mm.
Mm,
And this is like mostly my experience playing wall decks against other wall decks where it becomes a really awkward side attack war. And I'd love to be able to like break those stalemates.
Yeah. I think that's a reasonable way to think about it. And Kaiki is just a devastatingly strong card in a lot of situations. So all in all, I think it remains to be seen where Monogatari will fall. I think it's receiving a lot of hype right now. Whether it lives up to the hype is
good God. So much hype.
Too much hype.
yeah,
The Ricky
yeah,
is
Can't live up
29
can't live up to the hype.
2980 yen.
Um
yeah.
Oh God.
Honestly, the way I see it, if our top decks of the format are two Loveru and Nisekoi, I see Monogatari probably being maybe the fifth best deck.
No, I don't think
Hmm?
so.
What do you put above Monogatari then?
So what's your ranking? Like
Two
Talavru,
Loveru,
then
Nisekoi, number one and two.
I
Index somewhere
I think
there.
I think Index comes after
You think
that actually.
Index is sure?
Uh,
I
So
actually think Index is after.
yeah.
Index,
Personally, I think after that there just aren't that many great decks. I'd give it to either Kantai or Little Busters in fourth and fifth, to be quite honest.
I think I'd go GFB
I
Kansai
do
probably.
I do not think GFB is better than
No,
Kantai or Little Busters right now.
I don't agree. I don't think so either.
Dude, I just like really hope no one starts playing Little Busters in my locals ever again.
Like Kantai has the anti-heal tech or the anti-salvage tech. LB can have both or can have a really good war game with twins. Girlfriend Beta, people know how to play against it now. It's just a 1065, and that's like there were two at Worlds, 2 out of 10, and it didn't even place in the top half. Same goes for Deramas. Like literally
Deramas is like whatever.
there were two Deramas, two Girlfriend Beta, and one Charlotte at Worlds. Everyone on this cast and in my playgroups has consistently said these are average decks that Japan overrates. And you know where these 5 decks landed out of 10 slots? The bottom 5 slots.
I definitely agree on Charlotte and Deramas. I definitely don't
Um,
think those decks are.
Eh,
I do not think Girlfriend Beta is as good as Japan makes it out to be. I
That's
think the
fair.
fact that it wasn't represented at Japan Nationals at all to be telling. And I think
Wait,
the
but then
fact that
which countries ended up bringing? Was it? It's still Japan playing girlfriends, right?
it was Japan playing Girlfriend Beta, and they ended up doing badly. And that was,
First place
yeah.
was from where?
Taiwan.
First place Taiwan playing Kankole. Second place Australia playing Tulavru. Third place China playing. I think it might have been was it
Talavru?
I think it was Tulavru. Fourth place was
There were definitely
Japan.
three
No,
players
no,
who
no, no, no,
brought.
no, no, no. Third place was China playing Nisekoi, and
Oh, okay.
fourth place was Japan playing Tulavru.
There, were
Fifth
de-
place was America playing
there was
Tulavru.
definitely three two lover decks in attendance that day.
Yes. And then the rest of the five was Charlotte, which was sixth, I think, from Europe, and then two Deramas and two Girlfriend Beta. One of them was from Singapore, the rest was from Japan, I think. And that to me, that validates what I think. I don't think those decks are as good as. I mean, this is all stuff we can talk about in the ban list video or like a tiering video that will come up soon. But
Tiering video is definitely due to be released around Puyo Puyo.
I'm not convinced that Monogatari is better than
I
Kantai.
definitely don't think it's better than
I
Index.
don't think it's better than the non-salvage reliant anti-heal decks right now, which is Kantai and Little Busters.
That said,
Uh,
Kaiki puts a serious hammer on Index sometimes. Turning off healing
uh,
magic is really annoying.
Only on one slot though.
Yeah,
And yeah,
that matters sometimes. Sometimes you're at 3-2 and you just or 3-0 and some you just need to like let one swing through before you can start healing.
and unfortunately your only hexproof character is a level 0 they can side, so
Unless they attack in the wrong order and for
yeah.
some reason forgot to put Kaiki up and you can get to Dragon Strike. This is like your opponent needs to make a colossal number of mistakes for this to go off without a hitch.
So this deck is probably quite good against, probably decent against Index, probably quite good against Nisekoi because you can stock bomb their Deras. And you just
It's,
have good threats that stop them from countering their 1-0 Chitoges
I'm
and
t-
force them to brainstorm for value.
I'm tempted to say it's probably not great versus two lover.
I don't think so either.
I think that's probably going to be the
Yeah.
roughest matchup amongst
Like
the
you can't target
top
their
decks.
you can't target their Kaikis. So either you run that terrible
They're
3-1 event, or you
Two
let them have
they're
Yamis.
Yamis.
yeah, you can't target Yamis, or you let them have Darkness Plan off on maybe your clock kick, I
You
guess.
just have to. You can just like tech a 3-1 event to try to turn off money counter, but like
I wouldn't. I
that
definitely
sounds like
wouldn't.
a really large waste of a deck slot.
Waste of time. You can just because you're still somewhat resilient to money counter because you have clock kicks and
On attack
pre-battle.
burns.
Yeah, you've got on attack burns, so you should be
Mhm.
fine. Regardless, I think the deck has a lot of potential. I do think it's better than Girlfriend Beta, but that's because I don't have a great opinion of Girlfriend Beta in general. It's still a high tier deck, I
I would
think.
have to agree with that actually. You have a lot of answers for girlfriend beta in a set already, so
I think. I think at the very least this deck should just trounce on girlfriend's beta. Like
I don't know about that. I think it's good against it, but if they free farm on your characters.
defensive. I don't think they can really just if you're on red green like. I think it takes too many of their resources to reliably get over 107Ks.
Sure, but I think that yellow will be the dominating, judging by UT prices, yellow will be the dominating mindset for a while.
Sure. I definitely think it's worth testing both. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know. The fact is, I didn't see enough advantage really coming from red and green. So, like, ultimately, if you do end up losing field, it feels way
Well,
worse.
you've got bondable 2-1s.
Yeah, but it's definitely gonna feel worse, I think, than like watching a Rider Dot deck where, okay, so you did manage to dump like three cards to kill my 9K.
Don't compare things to Rider Dot deck. That's not a fair comparison.
What, you don't like 1/1 unbombable 9Ks?
Do you want me to compare Rider Dot deck to Soundless Voice going off? Because that's
oh
what I'm hearing.
god. Please
Dude, I've had
no.
that happen to me before.
Good.
I won that game.
Oh my
That's what
God.
I'm hearing, so I can invalidate your argument.
I won
Anyway,
that game because Clock
this
Bonds got me
this
back in there.
this video is going over chat has gone over 5 hours, so I think we can call it there.
Yep.
Um, I
Next
hope
up is
you'll
Puyo Puyo, I
yeah,
believe.
Puyo Puyo's next. We'll have a fresh lineup for that one, I think.
Yeah, it should be
Yep.
Katsu.
I
Yeah.
will be there.
Will you?
I don't think so. For Puyo Puyo?
Teru said he might want it on. Why not? Anyway, thank you for listening. Leave any feedback below. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you've got anything to suggest regarding the video or any content, please leave a comment, send us a message, or yeah,
We will absolutely do an index roundtable at some point. We should really do that.
I feel like everyone plays Index and the deck is ridiculous. Anyway,
Well, everyone in our play group plays index, and we all think the deck is ridiculous.
I want the cards.
scrub.
Scrub.
I
Good luck.
All right, and with that, Again, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.